guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daphne, and today we are talking about my 21st week of pregnancy. Week 21 of this pregnancy.
Don't you get involved in politics, religions, other people.
So I don't even know where to start with this week, you guys. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail, this was a really hard week, and I had an incident which was the scariest incident that I think I've ever had in any of my pregnancies, you know, before talking about delivery. So I guess let's just talk about stats and symptoms, and then we will talk about the incident that happened this week. So in terms of stats and symptoms, I got on the scale today and I was 152 pounds, which I don't know, you guys, it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like I've blown up this week. I'm noticing weight gain everywhere, in my arms, in my legs, in my face, in my belly, and I'm struggling with it. And I guess that's that. I need to do better this week. My eating was not on track this week. My exercising was pretty on track. I feel like I did okay. And I'm staying active, but just like my eating has been off track. And this week I was craving Mexican food and Chinese food, and just I ate a lot of it and it was all bad. And just, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get back on track this next week, but yeah, no, it was rough this week. And the biggest symptom that I'm having this week, and I can't remember if this is normal for this part of pregnancy. I feel like it's early for this, but I have noticed that like I don't know, it feels like every 15 minutes, but it's probably every hour I have to pee. And I remember this distinctly in my third trimester, and it must have been early third trimester because I never made it really till late third trimester. I remember, you know, sitting down to pee, standing up and feeling like I had to pee, like literally. So, does it start in your like mid to late second trimester? I guess it must. I don't know, but literally, I have to pee at least every hour. And I'm finding it like anytime that I'm sitting for a long time and then I stand up, I have to pee. So like even making it through my work meetings, like if I have a 1-hour phone call, I am busting by the end of that phone call. I'm like, literally, I've almost had to excuse myself on phone calls with clients because I'm about to pee. So I don't know. It's just, I know that she's getting bigger. Obviously she's getting bigger. Look at this belly. Look at this belly, y'all. That is a big belly. Like my whole hand. It's big. It's like a basketball already. So anyway, I know that she is getting big and she's starting to, you know, push down on everything, and her weight is getting heavier. And look, she's not even a pound yet, but she has, you know, a good amount of fluid in there, and there's the placenta and there's the uterus itself and there's all this extra blood. And I don't know, you guys, I am hoping that the peeing thing either like lets up a little bit or it just doesn't get a lot worse, because this, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I know it must have gotten a lot worse than this because I remember peeing like all the time in my third trimester, but I'm a little shocked by how bad it got this week and so quickly. So I don't know, freaking out a little bit. In terms of the belly size, like obviously you saw it's huge, like it's getting really big. And I don't know, I'll have to go back and look and see like pictures of myself from this week and my previous pregnancies, but I just feel like my belly is so big. And in terms of like, oh, I'm out of breath. That's another thing I've been experiencing. It's like breathlessness, because I feel like my lungs are getting kind of, you know, moved up. Oh gosh. Anyway, I'm starting to give up on things that are on the floor, like, you know, that we feed the dogs and their dog bowls are on the floor. And it's to the point where I'm like, Nina, Chloe, like, can you pick this up for mommy? Because I literally can't reach the floor. So yeah, and then like I went to go get a cup out of our cupboard and like the second shelf, and I couldn't reach it because my belly was like whacking up against the countertop. So like, I don't know, I'm just starting to notice limited mobility and limited ability to, you know, reach things. And I think that's normal, but it's just a little discouraging when I still have like 18 weeks left, 18 weeks in a day, or, you know, however long I'm destined to have left. So there's that. And okay, yeah, that's like the major symptoms. Oh, I feel like I had a little more energy this week, but I'm still tired. Like I'm just tired. I'm just tired, you guys. But anyway, let's talk about the incident. So like I said, you could tell from the thumbnail, we had a scary trip to the hospital this week, and it was probably the most terrifying moment of my pregnancies that I've ever had, outside of, you know, my hemorrhage and stuff that happened after birth. But like pregnancy, like just during pregnancy wise, this has probably been the most terrifying thing to ever happen to me in all 3 pregnancies. So here's what happened. So it was Saturday morning and my kids were going to grandma's house. So Pete had just left to go drive them to grandma's house. It's like 40 minutes away. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a nice long bath and, you know, try to chill for a little bit. And then I'm going to start my work, excuse me, my work day, because I was supposed to be working on Saturday. And so that's because I took Wednesday off, because I had, like, I just needed a self-care day. I was extremely tired and overwhelmed, and it's weird. I had to take a midweek, like, sick day essentially, just to take care of myself because I was feeling so run down. Anyway, so it was Saturday. I had taken a bath. So I took a long bubble bath. I like read my book. It was really nice. I was feeling great. I was like reading all about you know, trying to give natural birth, because I've just been looking into that. And then I got out of the bath and got dressed, and I did some laundry, and I started removing the wallpaper from our laundry room. Actually, I'm going to show you that vlog, but this is our laundry room. We just got these new stackable washer and dryer, which I think is so cool. It's a tiny little laundry room, and it has this wallpaper on it that is striped, and it's, I don't know if you can see, but it's green and red. So it's like weird striped Christmas wallpaper. So anyway, I am removing that. It's actually going really well. So anywho, I had just removed a bunch of wallpaper, and then I went downstairs. I was like, you know what? I'm hungry. I kind of want something to eat, and then I'll keep going with the wallpaper and yada yada, whatever. I just had a million things on my mind of things that I wanted to do with my Saturday. So I went downstairs to get something to eat to fuel up a little bit for my, you know, super productive day, which is hilarious. And I had gotten dressed. I was wearing some shorts and just a regular top. And I like I must have reached down to the freezer to open it up, and I like bent over my belly. And then all of a sudden I felt a gush of fluid, and it was a lot, and it was definitely not pee. So it started spilling down my legs, and I was like, what the heck? Like, I knew I wasn't peeing myself because, well, A, I had just peed, and like, I don't know, I feel like you can kind of tell when you're peeing versus other things. Anyway, so it was like splashing down my legs from my shorts, and it got like kind of on my shorts. So I was in the kitchen, and I wanted to know what the fluid was, right? So my gut reaction was to take my hand and like put it between my legs and catch as much of the fluid as I could, just so I could see what it was. And right on the counter next to me was a Tupperware. So I grabbed the Tupperware and I like dumped the fluid from my hand into the Tupperware, and I looked at it and I was like, you know, what is this? What's going on? And it was kind of a lot of water, like basically looked like water, but it was kind of cloudy, and there was a lot of it. It was probably like half a cup of fluid. And so, you know, when you're a pregnant mom and you have a gush of fluid and you know it's not pee, you freak out. Like I freaked out, and I thought it was my water breaking, and right, because like that's the only thing you can think when you have a gush of fluid from your bits and you know it's not pee. So I was like, you know what? Women mistake, you know, pee for their water breaking all the time, especially when you're getting to this point where you have to pee all the time. So I grabbed another Tupperware container that is similar to the one that I caught all that fluid in, and I purposely like peed in it, and I sat down on the toilet, and a bunch more of the fluid came out when I sat, and then I peed into the Tupperware, and I like put the two things next to each other, the two like liquids, and one was dark yellow because I was, you know, it was the morning time, I was dehydrated, and it was clearly pee, and you know, it's like a dark yellow color. And then I looked at the other one, and it was clear liquid, and kind of like, I only had probably a few tablespoons in my little Tupperware, but it was kind of a lot. It's not like this is probably gross and TMI, but it's not like discharge. If you're a woman, like, you know, you don't have like a half a cup of discharge come out all at once. Like, that just doesn't happen. And so of course, like, I assumed the worst. I assumed, like anyone would, I think, that my water had broken, and I was 21 weeks. So I immediately started, well, shaking really bad and crying, and Pete was like 40 minutes away. So I called him, and, you know, I just said, you know, where are you? Like, how far away are you? Because I think I need to go to the hospital. Like, you know, I just had this gush, and I don't know what it is, but I'm freaking out. And he was like, okay, I'm on my way. Like, I'm 35 minutes away, and I'll just meet you at the hospital. And he stayed really calm, which is cool. Like, he's very nice. And he was like, just call the hospital and then call me back. So then I called my sister, and she was like, you know, it's okay. Just take deep breaths, you know, breathe until you can call triage. And so I called triage, and their number is saved in my phone. And if you don't have your like hospital triage on speed dial in your phone, you should have that, because you don't, when you're in an emergency situation, you don't want to have to like go and look up the phone number. So anyway, if you're pregnant and you're like halfway through, pause this video right now and like enter labor and delivery triage into your phone contacts. You will thank me later. Anyway, what was I saying? So then, okay, so I called triage, and I'm like in tears, like crying really bad. And the lady was so nice on the phone. She was so nice. She's like, you know, it's okay. Like, just let's take some deep breaths together. Like, and so she like took me through a breathing exercise, and she like helped me calm down to the point where I could explain what was going on. And she said, you know, is there someone who can take you to the hospital? And I said no. And she's like, okay, well, I'll just stay on the phone with you, and you know, you can start driving, and you know, we don't have to talk about this. We can talk about anything while you drive. So she like sat on the phone with me and talked to me about my kids and everything. And like, by the time that I got to the hospital, I had totally calmed down. I was like feeling a lot better. Obviously, like, when something like this happens, the worst case scenario is going through your head. So I was like, I'm 21 weeks. I'm not viable yet. If my water broke, like, that's it. Lily's gonna die. Like, I was just picturing having to bury my baby, basically. And it was really hard. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get emotional because, you don't have fear like you do when you think that you are losing your child. So, okay. So anyway, I got to triage, you know, I think that the people who checked me in could tell that, you know, there was emergency. She was like, do you know where you're going? Like, here's your sticker. She like didn't even ask me the questions that they normally, like the screening questions. She was just like, it's this way, you know, go up to the elevator. So anyway, I got to triage. They were extremely nice. So I go to the University of Michigan hospital, and I just like, I'm so grateful for the people who work there because they're amazing. You guys, these pregnancy emotions are like everywhere. Anyway, so I went in, they were extremely nice. I explained what happened. She agreed that it wasn't pee. I mean, she looked at it I brought the cup of fluid because they can test it to see if it's amniotic fluid or something else. And, you know, she was like, you're in the right place. Like, we're going to take care of you. Like, everything's going to be okay. So they tested the fluid and it came back negative as amniotic fluid. And I was just shocked, and I was so happy and relieved. Like, I don't even know. So then she did a cervical exam and she checked my cervix. She said it was still closed, and it wasn't like open. There was no dilation. There was nothing going on. And she said that there was like a good amount of fluid, but she said it didn't look like my water had broken or ruptured or anything like that. And then she said that she would do an ultrasound and check the baby and just make sure that she did have enough fluid around her. So they did the ultrasound, and baby was fine. We got ultrasound pictures and we got to watch her. She was like, she had like her hands by her head and she was like touching her face and everything. And obviously it's always fun to see your baby, but I was just in such a panic that like I didn't even enjoy it. Like, I was just freaking out basically still. And so she said she didn't know what it was. She agreed it wasn't pee. She said, you know, it could potentially be that I had taken a bath and that some water had gotten like trapped up in there, I guess, which like, to me that's really weird, because I had taken a bath and then I had like gotten myself dressed and I had done like a bunch of work in the laundry room and I had done laundry and stuff, and like I've never had my hoo-ha like swallow a bunch of water and then like trap it up in there for any extended period of time. But that was like the best guess, like the only explanation that we could come up with, because you know, it seems like my water is intact, and so yeah, I don't know. So anyway, everything turned out okay. I was having some cramping, and I have been having some cramping. Like it's just been like that. And I've been having a lot of pelvic pain because I have something called SPD. So anyway, everything turned out to be okay. Baby's okay, everything's okay. And my water did not break, but it was just like the scariest basically time of my life, because I thought for sure that I was losing the baby. So yeah. So anyway, if that happens to you and you are 21 weeks pregnant or whatever, and you feel like a huge gush of fluid, just like try to stay calm and don't panic. I know it's so hard. Like it's hard to tell someone not to panic when they think for sure that the only thing that could be happening to them is that they're losing their baby. So anyway, yeah, that's what happened. And obviously I'm extremely grateful. Like when I go back to think about, you know, the things that I'm complaining about this week, like, you know, being 152 pounds and stuff, like, I don't even care. Like, it's fine as long as she's okay and she stays in there for like, God, like just another 10 weeks, you know what I mean? Then everything will be okay. And I don't know, I keep getting this feeling that she's gonna come early, not like kind of early, but like really early. And I don't know if it's just like this incident that's making me feel this way, or if it's, you know, my previous brushes with preeclampsia or what, but I just keep getting this feeling that she's going to be premature. And I don't know, I guess I just need to like talk to someone about that and like figure out how to change my mindset to something more positive. But yeah, I don't know. If you have any words of comfort or anything like that, or like success stories for, you know, someone who's had a couple of preemies and then got all the way to full term, I guess just drop them below, because I'm just feeling down this week, and I'm just feeling scared for her, I guess, this week. So anyway, sorry that this week has been kind of a downer, and I mean, I'm a crier, so you're probably gonna see me cry more than one time, but yeah, that was that. Anyway, baby Lily getting big. She is the size of a cucumber. She's 10.5 inches long, 11 to 12.5 ounces, so she's almost a pound. And yeah, I don't know. She's cute. She's adorable. We got to see her. She looks good. And that's about it. I don't know. I guess if you have any questions or, you know, words of comfort or anything, you can leave them down below. And thank you for watching this video. Again, sorry, it was kind of a downer. But I will see you guys next week for my 22-week update.
What do I know? Love could change the world in a moment, but what do I know? Love could change the world in